News with Gina.
The News with Gina Grad.
One more car question. What's the shifting on that Camaro of yours?
Ours in NASCAR is still a standard H pattern.
This with a 6-speed?
4.
4.
4 is all they give us right now. Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty standard.
You just get it up in that fourth gear and pretty much stay there. I mean, if you're not on a road course.
Yeah, on the ovals, we'll restart in second gear and go through the gears. But yeah, the road courses, we'll shift upwards of 15 times, almost 20 times per lap. And
right.
So our gearboxes are just big, heavy Jericho beasts that can handle the 3,600 pounds.
But then they have to gear them differently when you go to Daytona.
Yes.
Because of the top speed. Yep. All right. Good.
MSNBC host Chris Matthews is retiring from his hardball show after he was accused of inappropriate behavior. Matthews made the announcement at the start of his show on Monday. He apologized for making these some comments. Here's the clip.
Well, after conversation with MSNBC, I decided tonight will be my last hardball. So let me tell you why. The younger generations out there are ready to take the reins. We see them in politics, in the media, in fighting for their causes. They are improving the workplace. We're talking here about better standards than we grew up with, fair standards. A lot of it has to do with how we talk to each other. Compliments on a woman's appearance that some men, including me, might have once incorrectly thought were okay. We're never okay. Not then and certainly not today. And for making such comments in the past, I'm sorry.
All right, let me explain something. When you're doing the mea culpa thing, you either have to tell us what you did or shut the fuck up. You can't downgrade. Like complimenting a woman, it's never okay. Oh, really? I feel like my wife loves it when I compliment her.
Nice compliment.
And Brian's wife would love it if I complimented her on her dress with her swingers.
Nice today.
There you go.
Thank you.
So
Neither of you mother effers noticed my hair.
What he did is something other than just compliment someone on their appearance, but you've downgraded it for safety, and then you're getting fired for complimenting someone because it's never okay.
Let me give you just a smidgen of what he's referring to. So the retirement announcement apology comes after journalist Laura Bassett wrote a column in GQ that went on Friday that said the 74-year-old Matthews made her uncomfortable prior to her 2016 appearance when he inappropriately flirted with her before she went on the show to discuss sexual assault allegations against Donald Trump. While Bassett sat in the makeup chair,
Sweet irony.
Matthews said, "Why haven't I fallen in love with you yet?" And then she laughed nervously, and he said, "Keep putting makeup on her. I'll fall in love with her." And she didn't like that one bit.
Oh, so what?
So he's retiring.
What a violation.
Yeah. Jesus fucking Christ. Look, here's the problem. First things first. It will create an environment where nobody has eye contact or speaks to other human beings in the workplace, because if anything can be made into something, you're going to stay away from doing ones and twos. If ones and twos can become...
Don't call them ones and twos. You're going to be very insulted.
If they can be, if your nothings can be tens, then there shall be anything.
Yeah.
Just keep walking, no discussion. Long term, the implications of this, because I know there's like studies, guys in Fortune 500 companies don't want to mentor the young, the old lawyer doesn't want to mentor the young 26-year-old girl who comes to the office.
Upside?
There's no going out and discussing business or here's how it works or you remind me a lot of myself when I was your age, kid. Let me show you the ropes. That's all just nope, not going there.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome, everybody. And listen, are women tough and resilient, or are they fucking weak? Like, which is it? Like, are you guys the same as men? Men can take a joke. I thought the whole plan was everyone is on the same footing now. Like, everyone is resilient and tough and scrappy and can get the job done, and Rosie the Riveter. What? Are you that way? Because if you're that way, then fucking keep walking.
Well, I would imagine that in this case, the answer that this woman would give is, yeah, I'm tough. I'm tough enough to say, don't fucking talk to me like that, or you could lose your job.
But why? Who talks that way? Like, as a guy, people say shitty things to you all the time.
So why should we all be shitty?
First off, I don't even know if it's shitty. He's complimenting.
Yeah,
He's complimenting her.
That was something.
How much of this is virtue? How much of this is signaling, hey, everyone wants to fuck me? How much of it is that? Like, I'm going to write an op-ed on people coming on to me. Because there's a lot of that.
Yeah, and get this dude canceled
All
after
right.
how many
well,
decades?
Good. Well, good. I'm glad he's gone because he was there to talk about Trump.
Hey, were you done
and
with
him.
this?
I'm done with
Okay,
that.
because I'm going to do a Pelosi thing, right? Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, look at you.
He's
That's
gonna-
all my
that.
politics.
He's there
I got.
to he's there to talk about Trump's indiscretions, and now he's fucked
Right.
too. Everyone's getting fired. All right, this is awesome.
Well, I suppose the other older side of that coin, Timothy Hutton, accused of raping a 14-year-old in 1993.
Timothy C. Hutton?
Is that him? Sarah
Yeah.
Johnston tells BuzzFeed News the Oscar-winning actor assaulted her in Vancouver when he was shooting the movie Iceman. She's 50 now. She claims she and two friends were invited to Hutton's hotel room. She was raped and assaulted by Hutton, who I think would have been 23 at the time, with one of his friends.
Was it she and wait a minute? She and two friends?
She and two friends went to the hotel room, and at least she was raped and assaulted by Hutton and one of his friends.
This is by the way, if anyone who knows
Allegedly.
Hutton, like you as an actor, as a performer, just as a male. First things first. If this guy's in this, then it could be anyone at any given time. You know, it's so funny because the pattern that emerges when you start thinking about all these guys, you go, "Oh man, they're going to get Joey Buttafuoco and
Right.
Ted Nugent. Those guys are gone." And it turns out all the wavy, super down with the cause
Mild.
guys are the guys that are in.
Yeah.
Which makes me suspicious of the guys who are down with the cause.
That's right.
Like the guys that are marching with the women's march. I keep
Protesting
my
a little
eyes on
much.
those guys.
That's right.
The guys who are at home watching Talladega 500 and making fun of those dudes, don't worry about
They're
us.
fine.
Yeah, that's right.
She filed a criminal complaint against Hutton with the Vancouver Police Department last year. Johnson said she didn't come forward until the Me Too movement because she didn't think anyone would believe her. Hutton stars in a Fox drama called Almost Family. He denied the allegations, said he never met her. Story's all fabricated.
Anyone would, I would believe her just for this specific name of Tim Hutton.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Why him?
Like I run into people all the time where they go, "Oh, no one's going to believe I met Adam Carolla at the mall." And I go, "Oh, yeah, they'll believe it for sure." Now, George Clooney, Clint Eastwood, that's a different
Right.
kettle of fish there.
That's
But
level,
you
yeah.
say Adam Carolla.
You bumped into him at the Payless.
Why would you fabricate that one? Yeah.
John-
Yeah, and he was working there.
That's right. The shoe carnival where you have the DJ booth.
Yeah. So Tim Hutton is so incredibly specific for the actor that raped you.
And the more specific thing is Johnston says she agreed to a $135,000 settlement after entering arbitration with Hutton's legal team, but later changed her mind when she learned he'd be able to deny any wrongdoing. That's the tit for tat. So a few hours after the story broke, Fox canceled Almost Family. In the show, Hutton played a fertility doctor who used his own sperm to conceive more than 100 children.
If I know anything about show business and how horrible they are, that show could not have been pulling any good numbers.
Right.
Because when something's on the bubble or they're looking to give
Meghan
that,
Kelly.
they pull. Oh, we're doing the right thing.
Right.
When something's gangbusters in the ratings, it's like we got to find someone to replace Hutton,
Yeah.
or we're
Let's
going to
not be
give him a
hasty.
timeout.
Yeah.
When you're crushing it in the ratings department,
They'll find a way.
They find a way.
That's
yeah.
right. Yeah. Rosie O'Donnell has teamed up with Donald Trump's
What
former
was his big? Oh, God.
like St. Elmo's fire type.
He won an Oscar
no,
for
he-
Talking
Ordinary
the Snowman, but he was Ordinary People. He was
Ordinary People. was
Oh,
his
I
big
forgot
thing.
about that
Yeah.
with Mary Tyler Moore. I forgot about the movie. Rosie O'Donnell has teamed up with Donald Trump's former personal attorney, Michael Cohen, to write a tell-all book about the president. Page 6 says Rosie contacted Cohen in writing after he was sent to a medium security federal prison last year. A source says the comedian and Trump's archenemy even visited behind
If I was a
bars.
doctor for someone who did stand-up, I would go, look, stand-ups, they're all nuts, they're all wounded, they're all fucked up. You cannot stop doing this activity called stand-up, because if you stop, then you're just going to be taken over by your super angry, screwed up side of your brain. The people who keep doing stand-up, that kind of keep doing, the ones that stop go way off, way hard, and then never in a happy way. It's always in a crazy, angry way. And I don't know, maybe it kind of happened with Roseanne, Janine Garofalo. I don't know. I feel like keep pedaling. Like
Right.
at least once a week, you got to get up and do a 10-minute set at the Laugh Factory. Because I've seen what happens when you take 4 years off. You start going down some weird, dark road. Because mostly female comedians, for sure, a lot of what got them there is some pain or some victimization or something like that. So it's like you got to keep. It's like diet and exercise. You can't take 6 years off.
Right.
You got to keep going.
Let's get them a race car. Maybe they can take their
See, there you go.
vent out that way. Just
The race,
go race, go drive.
You do. Your mind is so cleansed when you drive those cars.
See?
You don't think about anything.
Sparkle,
nothing.
twinkle. Yes.
Is that how you feel?
Yes, you're in your
even-
Zen mode. Yeah.
Can you even think about things that you've thought about when you're driving a car?
When things are going good in the car and you're up front leading, you're in that zone and things are quiet. You don't even really hear the car running. That's when things are good. And so, yeah, it's a Zen zone. I love it.
So this insider says that Rosie and Michael have bonded over Trump, and she's helping him with his book about his years working with Trump, which is now highly critical of the president. And I think it'll be gangbusters.
I can't wait.
Half the country will be very excited about it. L.A. County Sheriff Alex Villanueva says he's disgusted and devastated by his deputies who leaked photos taken at the site of the helicopter crash that killed Kobe Bryant and his daughter and 7 others. Villanueva says 8 of his deputies were involved in taking graphic photos and sharing them with friends. He explained that while the department has a policy against taking and sharing photos of crime scenes, it doesn't have one that applies to accident scenes, but he intends to change that. Villanueva insists that all the photos have been deleted, but the deputies may still be disciplined. And last week, Vanessa Bryant's attorney demanded the deputies be punished.
Why? First off, we're now enacting a policy where it's like if someone's decapitated in a motorcycle accident, you can take pictures of it as someone arrives on the scene and then share it with your buddies.
Well, that's what they're saying. There was never a need to put it on the books because I guess it was a gentleman's agreement, and now you have to be clear
understood
about it.
You wouldn't do
You
that.
don't do that.
As you get older, you realize that a lot of cops are just kind of doofus dudes from the football team from your high school that are now 26 and
That's correct.
completed the training. They're not moral pillars.
No.
I mean, I got one guy in my family. My family's kind of scattered, and everyone's kind of step this and step that. But he became a sheriff, and this guy was the meatiest head of the group. Like these aren't intellectuals. Yeah. You can't expect 26-year-old dudes to have this in their phone. The guy went to a bar. You know, they have a few drinks, and next thing I was like, "Do you want to
check this out?
Check this out." This is how I know OJ killed Nicole, because there's no way if that guy was just some drifter or some low-level guy in a drug cartel, if you were the one who killed her, you'd get drunk, you'd tell some girlfriend, you'd be with some hooker, and you'd say something. It'd be something,
It's
right?
Shawshank.
Right.
Exactly what happened.
That's right.
Yep.
Sorry.
Do you have a thought about that, Kurt?
I'm just enjoying it from right here at the desk.
Very good. So just because you brought it up earlier, and why not, during the LA stop on her 2020 Vision Tour, Oprah tripped and fell on stage while talking about balance and how her life is balanced. Fans caught the moment on video, shared it on Twitter. Here's the clip. She recovers with a little joke.
So here's my definition of what wellness means to me. This is my definition, not yours, just an idea, because you're going to be defining it for yourself. Wellness to me means all things in balance. And balance doesn't mean all things are equal or at peace at all times.
It's great. It's like
the crowd.
It's like somebody shot her with a ray that knocked her down. Like if she says
Didn't see that
balance,
invisible lightning bolt?
She says balance twice.
You fucking take out her
in
ankles.
8 seconds, I'm going to hit her with this balance ray gun and knock her down.
And they weren't crazy shoes. They were kind of a wedge heel, but she said wrong shoes, and she did the rest of the day.
I also wonder,
barefoot
does saying the word balance 2 times like Candyman?
Bring the Candyman? Yeah.
Yeah, like does it kind of, is that, it's not like Oprah's known for pratfalls, you know?
No,
like
but
she doesn't take a lot of spills.
This is like her, 12th tour stop. She didn't fall every time. Maybe she was
No,
talking
I
about
know.
balance.
I don't know.
Maybe she should put that in part of the skit now.
That's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
It'll be
Take a spill during balance.
Yeah.
God, it must be great to be Oprah because she doesn't have. If you listen to her, and I listen to like some of her podcasts and stuff, she's not funny. Although people laugh hysterically if she gets to half a joke, Kate Hudson will go nuts.
That's enough.
She'll go nuts, and they'll just laugh and laugh, and the audience will just laugh and laugh. And she's not really that interesting. Like, the stuff she's talking about isn't really, like, there's not a part of you that goes, wow, I've never really pondered that before. It's just a lot of
repackaging.
You've got to be your best self. You've got to take some time to breathe. You can't breathe without inhaling. Like, there's a lot of, you, Kate Hudson, you're such a strong mother. What gives you the strength to be strong? You know, and it's like, you kind of listen to it. And if you read the transcript, you wouldn't think it was that interesting, that provocative, that smart, or that anything.
Well, you know what she's genius at, and she's been doing this since the talk show days, and she definitely does this on Super Soul Sunday, not that I know. What she does is she'll listen to whoever, Eckhart Tolle or whoever, and then pause and slowly repeat what they said with punctuation, and that's her contribution to the conversation.
Right.
And people love that.
Yeah.
She needs a race car, too.
She got to get...
Yeah, everybody needs a race car.
On a side note, my mom went to that particular one, except they went to the night before because Oprah did a special VIP
Where was it
thing
at?
At the Forum.
Is it literally like 15,000 people at the Forum?
Yeah.
I mean, and
You
how...
know,
I mean,
you know what it's like.
it's true. I just went out with Joe Coy, but I mean, do you know how much bank she's making on this?
Yeah.
I mean, when you...
Got to be low overhead too. You know what I mean? Like a band or anything.
Oh yeah, I mean, bands, semi trucks,
Right.
and pyrotechnics, and the whole
Rider
roadies
fees,
and everything. But just showing up and grabbing that mic, everyone is excited. Who's
No
in
matter
town
what
wants
you
to
say.
come out
Yep.
and sit with you, and then you just sit there, and that crowd is captivated, and you really don't have to say that much. I don't know, how much was the ticket? Did you find
Well,
out?
she did this invited VIP thing the night before, but the tickets are very expensive. Expensive enough that she didn't invite me. She went by herself.
Your mom?
Yeah.
I want to know. By the way,
find out.
speaking of tickets, you can go to Vet Tix with an X
To get Oprah tickets.
Probably different crew.
Nice
right?
I
plug.
don't know.
Nice plug.
Do you think the veterans that are going to the NASCAR events are different than the Oprah crowd?
I think so, yeah. Slightly different.
I don't know. Could be a little cross
never know.
pollination there.
Yeah. It's always something to learn.
Kurt's got a hard out, so I'm gonna let him escape. If you want to look at all the race cars at the other shop, someone can
Peek
swing
your
you
head
by
in over
there
there.
if you
Love
want
to. But thank
see
you.
a bunch of Paul
Appreciate
Newman
you
cars.
having a NASCAR guy on your show. It's fun to talk cars with you.
Kurt Busch, everybody. Thanks, man.
Thank you, guys.
All right,
you.
Gina, do a couple more.
All right, you got it. Tyler Perry, the second autopsy that Tyler Perry commissioned for his nephew seems to confirm that the 26-year-old committed suicide, was not the victim of foul play. I don't know if you know anything about this story, so I'm going to back it up a little bit.
I want to know.
The filmmaker hired this guy, Dr. Michael Baden, last week to perform the examination after Gavin Porter, that's his nephew, was found dead in a Louisiana prison cell.
Michael Baden, that guy?
Is that
Same guy?
who's Michael Baden?
The autopsy doctor.
autopsy
Oh,
guy?
then yes, I said Baden. So look at you.
I think he says Baden.
Wow,
but
okay.
I don't know. It's got to be weird being a celebrity coroner.
Yeah, that's tough
You're getting
stuff.
calls.
Wow,
Lines
look at you.
blowing up.
That's right.
Someone's nephew committed suicide.
There's only one man for this job.
Yeah.
Give me Baden.
Yeah. Or
Baden.
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 I don't know. I think it's Baden.
I think it is.
You might be right. That's a good call. Officials said he hanged
Was
himself.
I telling you guys that if I were Baden, I'd tell my wife like every single week, like, oh, really? You don't think I can make it look like an accident?
the ultimate.
I have a fucking wealth of knowledge. I
I've
know
seen it all.
everything to do.
Yeah.
I know.
Poisoning, strangling.
Oh my God!
It's a doozy.
You think it's ever anyone's gonna?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ever mess with you?
All right, so get in that kitchen and rattle those pots and pans.
It's a doozy.
It's Alonzo Baden.
So
Oh, really?
that's funny.
Baden.
Both. So officials say he hanged himself with bed sheets in solitary confinement. His family had doubts about this. Now Perry says the answers don't take away the grief. Surely gives room for grieving to take its course. Porter, the kid, the nephew, was sentenced to 20 years for killing his father. According to an excerpt from Tyler Perry on Alive.com, he shot his biological father and killed him just feet away from my sister. That's what Tyler Perry said. Over a senseless argument, the murder shook our entire family to its core.
Jesus.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I'm trying to. So a couple of things. First off, I get you suspect foul play, but like if you're a prison guard and you're making like $61,000 a year, and you're like, let's just go hang that young guy and make it look like an accident. Like I'd be the guy going, for what?
What's in it for us?
What do we do?
Yeah, this benefits
like,
how?
I don't want to get my DNA in there on those sheets, and there's cameras like around, and all we have to do is sit here and play Candy Crush and make sure he doesn't leave.
Someone will hear us. He'll be screaming the entire time.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the motivation would be.
Yeah.
I think, it's a full Sam Cooke type situation, right? Wasn't Sam Cooke? Oh, no.
Marvin Gaye.
Marvin Gaye. Sam Cooke got shot by a clerk behind the counter at a hotel, and Marvin Gaye his dad shot him, killed him. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
So he shot his dad.
Over a quote-unquote senseless argument. He got 20...
Families... even when one person becomes super successful, it's like the other.
It doesn't raise all boats.
It
often does more damage.
Yeah, I mean, he shoots his dad, goes to prison, hangs himself, and Baden does that thing where they did the same thing with Epstein. I think Baden did Epstein's. Did Baden, Max Pata do Epstein as well? They look for this break in the small bone, like in your neck, and if someone strangles you, that bone usually breaks, and if you hang yourself, it doesn't. This is what he's going to say to his wife. I know how to hang somebody.
Don't you think I know?
I know how to choke. I know how to choke someone and make it look like they hung them.
I'll make it look like you wanted it.
Yeah. Someone's got to get that autopsy show back on HBO or Showtime or whatever.
Alien
it was.
Autopsy?
No, he would just sit around and talk about all these crazy macabre stories.
How did I miss this?
My God.
I missed this completely.
Oh man, it was the best. The best. He would talk about the professor that married the young student, and then she died, and then he exhumed her body and put in a silk vaginal tube and stuff like that. I mean, it was some of the best stuff ever.
Teresa was into that shit. You should ask her about it.
My weekend is set.
Oh yeah, yeah, it was great. And when you hear about Tammy Hamalka and all those the Canadian couple, that was like, God, there was a guy. Look up Tammy Hamalka. I think it was a Canadian. So there was this guy. There's this young couple. There's a Canadian couple, and the guy looked like he was in Duran Duran or something, and he had like his young wife, and there's just like this young, good-looking couple, and they were like living in Canada, and like he would say like, "Okay, go out, and let's bring a girl home," and they'd bring the girl home. And then they do that horrible, horrible thing, like the Hillside Shrink or the Night Stalker. I can't remember those guys, Kenneth Bianco, whatever his name is. They'd kill them eventually, but they'd keep them animated, for long periods of time, in and out of drugs, drug them up, have sex with them, then bring them back again, then kind of smother them, but let them come back again. So it's not only were these young people abducted and raped and killed, but over the course of days.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? With all the drugs and everything. And oh, you love this, Gina.
Oh my God.
A View to a Kill. We're looking at
That looks like Daryl Hannah.
She's like young, blonde, attractive. He's young. This is kind of 80s hot,
Yeah, a lot of feather.
They look nothing like serial killers.
A lot of Aquanet.
Then she would, they'd go home and he would film them and everything, right? And then they dismember them and put them in like concrete molds and throw them in the lake or whatever.
Okay.
And they did this to maybe. By the way, it started with Tammy's younger sister. It's like a 14-year-old.
No, Carla is the murderer. Tammy is the younger sister.
Oh, Tammy's younger sister.
Yeah, her older sister Carla.
Wait, did this to her?
The killer.
No, he was like staying with them, like when they were like newlyweds or getting started, and wanted to have sex with like their attractive 14-year-old sister. Drugged her up, had sex with her, killed her, and then made it look like an accident from the beginning. That was the beginning of was she 14 or 15 or something?
Less than 2 weeks before her 16th birthday.
Oh my God.
But they didn't think it was him. Nobody thought it was him. Then they went out. Then they went on this spree of like all this, and they're filming it the whole time. Eventually, They busted him, but she turned state's evidence and ratted him out and said he was abusing me the whole time. I had to go along with it. I was scared for my own life.
Fucking bitches, man.
Right. But they had a bunch of videotapes.
Yeah.
And she had to hide the videotapes in the floorboards of the house. And the police couldn't find, they searched the house, but they couldn't find anything. Then she cops a deal, and she gets a very light sentence because she was claiming that he was abusing her the whole time. Then they find the tapes and see that she was directing. But they already cut the deal with her.
Wow.
And my whole thing is okay, now
that should
deal
nullify
off.
the deal. Yeah.
Now we found.
Yeah. That nullifies the deal, yes?
No. No. Notorious. Max Betta, find that goddamn story.
It's. I'm reading it. It's long, so I'm trying to.
Do you know how many true crime podcasts I listen to and I don't know the name Homolka?
Well,
I got to go searching.
You haven't heard that. You're not dead. I mean, living. I mean, you're not been born or something.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah. It's crazy because they're good looking. First off, they're Canadian.
Yeah. What do they do
Rick
wrong?
Moranis is Canadian.
Right,
you know?
exactly.
And they're good looking and young. What?
Yeah. They both won best hair in high school.
What are they doing?
Yeah.
How did this guy become a serial killer? Wow. And how did he get her in on it?
Yeah.
She was in on her sister.
I was going to say, that's how you start?
Yeah, she started as a photographer.
They found the tape.
Oh, yeah.
Girls on film.
That's right.
Oh, Brian.
She's definitely out of jail. He's definitely still in jail. And they honored her plea agreement, I do believe. They wanted to go back and readjust.
But with any deal, any business deal of any kind, it's if A, B, and C happen, then you will get D. You don't
Canadians
just get
are so fucking polite they couldn't go back on their deal.
There's this thing.
Sorry.
There's this thing that if they, I've talked to people who know about it.
If only we knew a lawyer.
And the concept is if they go back and renege on those deals, then other people won't cut deals. And I'm well, only other people who don't have caches of tapes, VHS tapes of
floorboards.
Paul Bernardo. Yeah. Oh, father was a child molester. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Thanks, child molesters. You're the gift that keeps
Makes a lot of
giving.
sense, yeah.
Yeah. Bernardo. Now he's still in prison.
Life.
He's never getting out. But she didn't. She's been out for a while.
She was sentenced from 93, got out in 05.
Whoa.
Oh, she spent a little time in there. But she still cut a deal. I mean, for the person that was out rounding up the gals and working the video camera, she's out in 05.
How has this not been made into a movie?
I don't know.
At least a movie of the week.
Yeah.
A Mother's Nightmare.
How is Margot Robbie not starring in this?
Oh, my God. She could be her perfectly. Yeah. All right. We'll give you a little more in a second. Gina, you got to go find these.
Done and done.
These Dr. Bodden autopsy things. Probably HBO early 2000s or something.
I'm on it.
Carla Homolka fled Guadalupe after release fled to Guadalupe to the Quebec. She's living with her kids in Quebec.
Kids?
Yeah, and she's just completely low profile. I heard they said that she tried to change her name, but they wouldn't let her.
Good.
And but she says that she gets reportedly angry with reporters' attempts to speak with her all the time.
Chris,
those stupid reporters.
Chris, can you book her?
Yeah, I'll reach out.
One-on-one, I don't want to be there.
Yeah. I think she follows us on Twitter. So
Man, and then her younger sister started off the relationship with her younger sister being raped and killed by her fiance.
And that kicked off the festivities.
That kicked it off.
It's a tough beginning.
I have another update. As of this year, 2020, she lives without her husband and her children, but it's still in Quebec.
Check on them.
Okay. All right. Wow.
Well, here's a very interesting detail about the whole coronavirus mishigas. Satellite images released by NASA and the European Space Agency reveal that air pollution over China has gone down considerably. since the coronavirus outbreak, according to CNN, and we're looking at a picture right now. Production in many of the factories have been halted. Transportation's been restricted to, prevent spreading the virus. So from January 1st to January 20th, the images show higher levels of nitrogen dioxide over China. But from February 10th to February 25th, traces of the gas are hardly visible at all. Nitrogen dioxide is that yellow-brown gas emitted by motor vehicles, power plants, industrial facilities. It can cause respiratory problems, coughing, asthma, difficulty breathing. So silver lining.
Silver lining.
Ancillary benefit.
And for all the folks that want to save the environment, unfortunately, we got to contend with China and India and many other nations other than us. It's such a weird. It's a great American thing. Like, we just think it's us.
Right.
We think it's us in a bad way and us in a good way. Like,
right.
We think we're the only, if you're a celebrity, if you're not a celebrity in the United States and you're not an official celebrity, or a sports team or something like that. I think we kind of feel that way about pollution. Like, hey, we got to recycle our own shit so we can clean the world up. And it's like,
look at the rest of the world.
We got to get China and India and some of these other nations on board as well. All right, let's do one more.
All right. Well, I think we have to give AJ Benza a little credit for this because he had some thoughts about the Megxit, the Meghan Markle and Prince Harry exit from Britain. Meghan Markle has broken free from the British royal family and now looking to land a superhero movie. The Daily Mail says her agent Nick Collins is searching for superhero roles for her, and she recently did sign to do voiceover work for a Disney project. Remember when Harry went up to, I think it was it Iger on the red carpet? Be like, my wife does voiceover work. So they got that going. A source says she knows she can't carry a film, but people won't be able to get past the fact that she's Meghan Markle. But she's determined to act again, and she thinks a big ensemble film is a way to go. She's also looking for something that pays big.
It's weird. Nobody escapes this sort of tractor beam of Hollywood, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, no matter who you are,
you could be a princess, a real princess.
Right.
She'd rather be an actress.
And no matter what you say you're into, or I'm a regular guy who loves getting rolling up my sleeves. I like wearing a collar, but rolling up my sleeves, and the woman. What's a perfect day? A perfect day is just me and nature, just alone in a cabin.
Yes.
And like, as soon as that red carpet rolls out, pow! Who you wearing? Who's giving you the diamonds? We just, everybody, it turns everyone into a crazy hypocrite, right? Because they talk all like they're into this and they're into that and that. And everyone is just showing up. I mean, I know, look, I've been to the Oscars 2 times. I know that feeling where it's like Matt Damon's walking down the hall like, ooh, let's just say something to him. It's very visceral and it's attractive.
Yeah.
It's infectious.
And when somebody, invites you to the whatever, you're going to Jimmy's party, it's like Howard Stern's going to be there and so is George Clooney. You're like, you get a little feeling. And I don't think anyone can deny that feeling. But the point is save us the rap about you being a tomboy and you wanting to just roll up your sleeves and work on your dad Papa's old pickup truck because you're walking that red carpet. And just give it,
own it,
own it.
AJ texted you another fart from his nephew.
So since his last appearance, we played the farts. Now he's just texting me farts from his nephew. And this one,
he dedicated it.
This
to
one's
me?
dedicated to you if you listen closely.
Okay.
Series.
Two-stroke.
America.
Wow.
You're welcome, world.
Was that to me? That was to America.
Yeah, that was from his. No, at the beginning he goes, "This is for you, Ace."
Oh, wow.
Let's hear it again.
No, we're good.
How old is his nephew?
I don't know. He just said this is from my nephew Joey for Adam. He texted it to me.
The new pen pal.
He's 51.
Is he? Look, there's a technique where you can draw air in and then expel it, right? Like, all right. Some guys can drink beer fast. Mm-hmm. They can chug a beer. And then there's guys like the Fox who could chug a beer by just opening a throat
Right.
and just dumping it down,
Right.
right? So one is sort of drinking. It's kind of, I don't know, like a guy could eat a bunch of hot dogs versus someone who's dunking it in water and shoving it into their mouth. You know, one's
Yeah.
a different technique. One of the guys a big guy with a big appetite. And so, like, they're guys who can chug a beer pretty good, but it's gulp, gulp, gulp. And they're the guys who just open their throat and throw it back.
I've never understood that, like doing a shot like that. I can't do it.
I can't either, but I can't suck air into my asshole.
Well, that's where we part ways.
But some guys,
you can't, bro?
I think when you fart like that, that's not just something that came from within. That is you drawing it up and then pressing it out.
Cool.
I guess.
Yeah, I
you
don't
got a lot
know.
in you, man. That's stamina.
Well, there's a couple guys, like there's those guys you hear on Howard Stern and stuff like that are like professional fart guys. They're not.
They're on
it's
the
not-
pro circuit.
Yeah, but it's not like those guys. Well, I eat pinto beans, and
Right.
now I'm gonna. No, they
got tricks up their
They draw it.
anus. Yeah.
They draw it in,
Okay.
and then push it.
How do you draw it in?
Well, I mean, I don't know. How do you open your throat and dump a Heineken down it? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, like if you think about like, you could like belch, or you could go, you know, like you'd suck it in and then push
Right.
it out.
Yeah. okay.
Right? There's
Why
like-
can't it be out the other end?
It can't for us mortals, but for the truly gifted,
For us muggles.
The one touched by God.
yeah. So he must. I don't know if you can't look it up for him, but I just mean there must be a technique where you draw it in, and let's hear it.
I'm sure
Let's
you
hear
can
it four
text
more
him.
times.
God damn it.
Let's hear it one more time. Sorry.
The seaways.
It'll never get old.
Here's Gina's new song.
See, at this point, it's manufactured.
Still getting it. I'll never beat that.
America.
That
You know
was
what I
like-
think happened there? Huh. So here at the end, he does a little, and I think he knocked a glass over on the counter as he was moving
Give it
to
a little-
just shoot that
Little
last
extra?
little,
Just a
bit
little
out of it.
English.
Yeah.
We have our motorcycle. What I do? Tell you to get like a
There's a
two-stroke
Yamaha-
RD 400.
That's right.
2-stroke. All right, let's see if we can. I wish Kurt Busch was here. I mean, that guy's a gearhead. He probably loved this
enjoy
shit.
that, yeah.
All right, let's bring it home.
You got it. I'm Gina Grad, and that's the news. You listen here, you little bitch.
That was the news with Gina Grad.